Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President and CEO of the Consumer Electronics Association, Gary Shapiro.
Happy New Year. And I want to welcome you all to the 2009 International CES. 4 days packed with the most exciting products and technologies of the year. You know, if you're like me, this show marks the real start of the new year. After a tough 2008 filled with some difficult news, I'm ready for some optimism, innovation, and vision. And indeed, talking to many of you today, I realize that you want to come together in one place to talk about what's going on, to see each other eye to eye and face to face, and to get an experience and feel for where the industry is going. That's what CES is really all about. At CES, you'll see products and technologies from some 2,700 exhibitors. You'll hear this week from industry leaders. You'll learn about technologies in nearly 200 different conference sessions. You'll make new business relationships. And of course, you'll see old friends and meet new ones. Now, we have a phenomenal lineup of top executives who demonstrate the broad range of industries that make up the International CES. Our keynoters include Sony's Sir Howard Stringer and Ford's Alan Mulally. What's more, Intel's Dr. Craig Barrett and Cisco's John Chambers keynote our second annual Technology in Emerging Countries program on Friday afternoon. We're also quite proud of the exceptional lineup of industries for our Industry Insider series. You'll hear insights from AMD's Dirk Meyer. You'll hear from Disney ABC's Ann Sweeney. And of course, there's Activision Publishing's Michael Griffith. And for a special treat, there's a one-on-one with me and the chairman of the FCC, Kevin Martin, on Saturday. And now, I am so honored to kick off the 2009 International CES with our pre-show keynoter, Microsoft's CEO, Steve Ballmer. And I thought you all came to hear me. You know, this is the very first time that Steve has given a CES keynote since taking over the baton from Bill Gates, and we are so thrilled to have him here. Clearly, Microsoft has profoundly changed the world, and Steve has been a huge part of that success. What you may not know about Steve is that he received a perfect score of 800 in the math section of the SATs. And from that, he was accepted into Harvard, and that is where he met Bill. Steve joined Microsoft in 1980 as the company's very first business manager. He was named CEO in 2000 when Bill Gates assumed a new role in the company. Now, Microsoft's goal is to provide an integrated platform to enable a seamless experience across a range of computing and non-PC devices and services. Steve Ballmer is so focused on continuing Microsoft's innovation and leadership across the company's 7 different businesses. I'm sure many of you have heard Steve's passionate speeches in the past. He's known as a dynamic and energetic leader with a strong technology vision. I am proud to have with us tonight the Chief Executive Officer of Microsoft, Steve Ballmer. But first, let's take a look at this video.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chief Executive Officer Steve Ballmer.
So this is CES. Well, thanks. It's a real honor for me to be able to deliver this opening keynote at CES this year. It's really become something of a tradition, I would say, for Microsoft to deliver this opening keynote. Bill Gates did that for the first time almost 15 years ago, and practically has done it every year since. With his transition this past year from day-to-day activities at Microsoft, as most of you know, Bill is now devoting the majority of his time to helping people around the world, especially children in Africa, and I hope you'll join me in applauding Bill for the incredible work he's doing on behalf of society across the globe. Since this is my first time at CES, I've got to admit I've gotten a lot of advice and a lot of questions. I thought I'd share with you just a few of the messages I've gotten today. They come from quite an eclectic group, but from Bill Gates. Bill said, "Make sure, Steve, you're at CES, not that other convention in Las Vegas." And I don't understand the one from Jerry Yang, but he said, "Why do you keep ignoring my friend requests on Facebook?" I'm ready, though, and I'm here. At Microsoft, we're continuing to drive innovation to really make a difference in people's lives. And it's in this context tonight that I want to spend some time with you talking about the economy, our industry, and the work we are doing at Microsoft as a very proud member of this industry. Since Microsoft delivered its first keynote here, there have been incredible advances in information and communications technology, advances that have fueled remarkable change and remarkable prosperity. These advances have helped to create a global economy, raised average incomes in many countries, and lifted millions of people into the middle class for the first time. Today, our world, our nation, and our industry face some really big challenges. All of us, we're all feeling it. And its impact will likely be with us for some time, for quite a while. As this recession ripples across the globe, it feels like we've entered a period of reduced expectations, a time when we may be tempted to temper our optimism and scale back our ambitions. But no matter what happens with the economy or how long this recession lasts, I believe our digital lives will only continue to get richer. There really is no turning back from the connected world and the pace of technological advance bringing people closer together. I believe that companies and industries that continue to pursue innovation during tough economic times will achieve a significant competitive advantage, positioning themselves for growth far more effectively than companies that pull back. That's why Microsoft continues to focus on R&D, investing more than $8 billion last year alone. And we will continue to invest more than others. Why do we continue to invest? And why do I continue to strike this optimistic chord? Because at the end of the day, it's the power of ideas and innovation that drive us forward, regardless of the economic environment. And the opportunity we possess, we in this room, to truly change people's lives through technology has not diminished in any way. and is in some senses more powerful today than ever before. There is so much more opportunity ahead of us. When I think about that opportunity, in my mind, I frame it in three main areas. The first is the convergence of the three screens that people use every day: the PC, the phone, and the TV. Microsoft's original vision was to put a PC on every desk and in every home. Today, only 1 billion or so people have a PC, and that means that there are more than 5 billion people who have never owned a PC. So we have a lot of work to do to make computing more accessible and more affordable to everyone in the world. And things like netbooks and efforts like one laptop per child will continue to democratize computing for the next 1 billion people. But now it's no longer just about the desktop, but really about a broader vision. Technology is converging upon three screens: the phone, the PC, and the TV. And they're really evolving together into a single, seamless ecosystem of anytime, anywhere computing. Over 1 billion mobile phones are sold each year. And certainly in emerging markets, it's often the first computing experience for many people. Mobile phones are becoming more capable than ever. And over the next several years, smartphones will make up over 50% of the mobile phone market. The last screen is the oldest, but in some senses the least evolved, and that's the TV. For more than 60 years, the TV has been the center of family entertainment. Resolution has gotten dramatically better, but the capabilities have largely remained the same. Over the next several years, we will see TVs become more sophisticated and more connected. And the boundary between the PC and the TV will dissolve. The second major area is really in how you will be able to interact with your computer and other devices in a more natural way. I'd now like to invite up on stage Charlotte Jones. Charlotte is going to give you a demonstration of Windows 7, Windows Live, and Windows Mobile. After Charlotte concludes and shows you some of the things that we're doing to span the PC, the phone, and the web, Robbie Bach will come on stage and talk a little bit about television and connected entertainment. So please join me in welcoming Charlotte Jones.
Thanks. Thanks, Steve. Hey, everyone. Get ready to see the new Windows 7 beta. I'm also going to show you some Windows Mobile and some Windows Live, because it's these three parts of Windows together that create that life without walls that Steve talked about. Together, they help you streamline the things you do often. They help you manage your scattered digital content, and they help you move gracefully between the PC, web, and phone. So let's take a look at my desktop. Does this scattered desktop look at all familiar to anybody? We know that the typical user has between 5 and 15 windows open at a time. So with Windows 7, we make it easier to move between them on the taskbar. I have 2 Internet Explorer windows open right now, each with multiple tabs, and I can use Windows 7 Preview to move between those sites, and then I can select sites or close sites right from here. It's quick and easy. When I want to clear the clutter, watch this. Look down in the lower right corner of the screen. I can hover my mouse over that corner and peek through my documents to the desktop. And then I can click to go there. So these are the kinds of intuitive navigational elements where Windows 7 helps you move around your PC quicker and easier. We also know that users like to compare 2 documents or sites. I know I do it a lot when I'm comparison shopping online. So let's go shopping. We're going to look at a Nikon camera, and I've got 2 different windows here I want to compare. So I want the camera because it works great with Windows 7 right out of the box. I want to look at the specs on these 2, It becomes really easy. Snap one to the right half, snap the other to the left half, and now they're both in focus for you. I know. Now something you do a lot is so much easier. Now I pin applications I use a lot to the taskbar. You can see I use a lot of applications, but I want the ones I use often to be right there for me. I'm going to pin Windows Media Player. Now it shows up even if it's not running, and I can open it in just one click. So easy access to my favorite things saves me clicks. Taskbar is great for launching programs, but a little thing we call jump lists help you jump straight to a specific place within an application. So with my one right click, I get the jump list for Windows Media Player, and it gives me recent songs I've listened to. The jump list for Word gives me recent documents I've been working on. And jump list for Messenger, common things that I do at Messenger. So no more hunting around for the things I was just using or just doing. 2 clicks, and I'm at it again. So you've just seen 5 very simple features, but they're great examples of how Windows 7 makes it easy to move between the things on your desktop, saving you time and making it easier to do what you want when you want to. Let's look at something and an example of where Windows 7 actually takes a complex task and makes that a lot easier. We know that 50% of US households have more than one PC. Now, I know a lot of the people in this room have probably been home networking your PC for years, but you probably had to set up a home network for your parents and your friends and your neighbors, too. Because for most consumers, setting up a home network is way too complicated. But in Windows 7, there's a feature called Home Group, and it sets up a home network very easily. So I set up a home network, and it didn't take me a whole Saturday to do it. In 3 steps and 2 minutes, I was accessing my other PCs and devices. So now, when I take my work laptop home to work late into the evening on very important stuff, did you hear that, Steve? Now I have access to my other home devices. My husband has the best music on his PC, so I can navigate to his PC just like it's my own hard drive and pick some music. We'll find something that's a little rockin' for tonight, just to keep you guys interested. And then I can either play that music on my PC, or with Play 2, I can send it to the Xbox in the living room. Very cool. So notice I could also send my husband some music on the Roku in his office. There are a lot of partners that are already set up great to work with Home Group. So now with Home Group, I can access the things I need when I need them across my PCs and devices. So let's switch over to this touch screen so I can show you how we're making a big investment in touch with Windows 7. Notice how some of the same tasks I was just doing with a mouse can also easily be done with touch. We built touch into the DNA of Windows 7 so that it's easy for our partners to create great touch-enabled applications. Here's one example of a cool multi-touch application. It's called Surface Globe. With a single touch movement, I can turn the globe, but I can use multi-touch to zoom in on a particular location. So I'm going to zoom in even further until we get to Manhattan and look a little closer at Midtown. Now, as we get closer and the buildings start to come into view, it becomes really interesting to then use another motion to tilt the globe so I can actually see the sides of those buildings. And I could move through Midtown Manhattan now from a street level. So we're really excited about touch with Windows 7 because we know that when we make it easier for our partners to build great touch-enabled applications, consumers get more ways to interact with their Windows PCs. There is so much more in Windows 7 I could show you, but I'm running out of time. So I encourage you to visit the Microsoft booth on the floor at CES. You can see more Windows 7, and you can play with our touch machines yourself. So life without walls, as Steve talked about it, means that you should be able to connect with the people and the stuff that's important to you, whether you're on your PC or on your Windows mobile phone. The new Internet Explorer will hit new Windows mobile phones this year. With it, I can not only find my favorite YouTube video, but I can also watch it because Flash is built right in. So now I have anywhere access to such video classics as Hamster on a Piano or Cat Flushing Toilet. And I can also do some slightly more productive tasks like check in for a flight or buy movie tickets or do banking transactions right on the mobile browser. Let's switch to this Samsung Omnia. I can show you how Windows makes it easy to both create great content and share it on the web. This phone has a 5-megapixel camera in it that also takes great panoramic shots. So notice how as I move the camera, as I turn, it leads me to where I should point the camera with that little yellow box, and then it takes the picture for me, and then it stitches it together really quickly. That's great. I could also adjust or crop the picture right on the phone, but you guys look pretty good, so I'm going to go ahead and post it up to Windows Live so I can share it online. And now everybody who couldn't get a ticket to this keynote can feel like they're in the room. So I just did some cool things on my phone, but because my phone runs Windows, it was so easy to share that content online. And that's the key. Let's put the fun devices aside, and let's look at your life on the web. Windows Live brings Windows online, and the experience gets even better when I use Internet Explorer 8 as my browser. So Windows Live is about communicating and sharing, and you may have already used it to send emails, to IM with friends, or to post photos on a space. But we heard a lot of users talk about being overloaded by the time they spend going to multiple places online just to keep in touch with one set of friends and family. So with our newest release, we've made Windows Live into a place that also brings social updates on the web to you. Let's take a look. A good place to start is at home.live.com. Here you can see I have a lot of different content. I have access to my email, I have some headlines, but my favorite part of this page is the What's New feed, because it gives me updates on what my contacts are doing right here. And I noticed that my colleague Chris, who is on his way down to CES, has changed his status message to this very intriguing phrase in what looks like Russian. Now, here's a way that Internet Explorer 8 makes it easy for me to figure out what my friends are doing. I highlighted the phrase. I get this accelerator box right next to it. If I click the accelerator box, I get some options for things to do with that text. I'm going to translate it using Windows Live. And I'm guessing that it's Russian, so we'll go ahead and change the language to see. I'm going to change it to Russian to English, and I find out that it means what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. I hope so. So notice that accelerators give me an inline menu for things that I commonly want to do with content in any web page. So let's get back to Windows Live. In my What's New feed, I can also see that my sisters posted our holiday photos. So I'm going to throw caution to the wind and click through to the photo album. Now you can see that here's the photos, and with one additional click, I can actually put them into this beautiful Silverlight slideshow where the background changes to match the composition of each photo, which makes it a lot more fun to look at these and to show them off to people. So the What's New feed has tipped me off to the things my contacts are already doing at Windows Live. But the What's New feed also tells me what my contacts are doing online. Notice the variety of updates in this feed from places like Twitter, Flickr, Yelp. We have over 50 partner sites today, and the list is still growing. So you can get all of your favorite sites' updates right here in one What's New feed. And as Steve mentioned, our newest partner is Facebook. So pretty soon, when you post a new status message at Facebook or you share photos there, they'll show up in the Windows Live What's New feed. It truly brings all of your social updates together in one place. So from this homepage, we make it easy to click through and drill down on the services you use the most. So I'm going to take a look at Hotmail, because I want to show you how we're making email just a little bit more social. I have an email from my other colleague, Lon. He's here at CES, and he wants to know where we're going for dinner tonight. So everything I've showed you on Windows Live so far, you can do today. But since we're at CES, I want to show you one feature that's coming soon. Now, Lon wants to know where we're going to dinner, and I already made a reservation at Nobu. So I'm going to have to open up another browser window, go to Live Search, enter in the restaurant name, get to the site, find the address, copy the address, come back to the email, and paste it in, right? That's how it works. Hard to believe, but I think we found a better way. So I'll reply to Lon, and notice we get this quick add pane over on the right here. I go to restaurant search. Oops. Requires that I can spell. I type in Nobu Las Vegas, and I get the address right here. Then one more click on insert, and it's into the email. Yeah. So Quick Add is coming soon, and it brings the content that you want into the conversations you're already having. Let's send this off to Lon and take a look back at what you can do at Windows Live today. So this is the confirmation page for Lon, and you can see that I get updates on Lon right here. These are the top updates on Lon from my What's New feed. So we're not only bringing partner sites into the What's New feed, we're taking that feed and putting it into all of the services that you use the most. So it's in Hotmail, it's in Messenger, it's on the home page, and it's on your phone via Windows Live for Windows Mobile. So now I can truly keep up no matter where I am. So we've looked at quite a lot of things here, but because Windows Live is about communicating and sharing, I can't leave the stage without showing you one more thing. It's my favorite new feature in Messenger. So I'm going to chat with my husband just to tell him how things are going here in Las Vegas. And you can see that I've recorded a video user tile, which is kind of fun because it just shows my buddies a little bit more of my personality. But my husband knows that I'm a woman of many moods, so a little feature called Dynamic Display Picture helps me communicate those moods even better. I'm going to put in a happy face to show Scott that things are going well. And notice my user tile changed to match the emoticon. I'm kind of sad he's not here, so I'll give him a sad face. And I want to keep things interesting, so I'll give him a little wink. And my moods don't have to be static. So to send you guys off right, I'm going to send Scott and all of you a little bit of love. I give you kissy lips. Lots of fun, yeah. So that makes the communicate part of Communicate and Share so much fun. Now, everything I've shown you, all of that is Windows. It's about making the everyday things easier with Windows 7. It's about browsing the web faster with IE 8. It's the anywhere access that Windows Mobile gives you. And it's about bringing more of your digital life together in one place on Windows Live. It's life without walls. Kissy lips, and have a great time in Las Vegas.
I'm a PC, and I am not alone.
I'm a PC. PC.
PC. PC.
PC.
PC. PC.
PC.
I'm a PC and so is my mum.
And these are my grandchildren.
I'm a PC and I teach them.
I'm a PC.
Me too.
Wait.
Same here.
I'm PC. I'm PC.
We're all a PC, inseparably one.
I'm a PC and I sell fish.
I'm a PC.
I'm a PC.
I'm a PC. And we're Tripod!
Hey folks, how you doing?
Gonna make you happy tonight. Gonna make you happy tonight. Oh, sugar, give my love to you. Oh, baby, gonna make you feel so right. Gonna make you happy. Ooh, sugar, spend some time with you. Do the things you want me to. Gonna make love, some sweet, sweet love. So get ready. For some sweet loving tonight, baby. Before I just got to finish this level. See, I got a high score tonight, and I just want to save my game. Well, I'll be with you in a minute, sweet darling, baby, honey. I love how you dance for me. Don't stop dancing, baby.
Could you move a little to the left, baby?
I can't see the TV. Sugar. Baby, I can't wait till we start. It's just that the save points are quite far apart on this particular game, baby. Ooh, but it's no reflection on my lust for you, baby.
Turn the lights down low.
Turn the lights down just a little bit lower, baby.
Turn the lights down low.
Turn the lights down low.
Turn the lights down low.
It's just that it helps me feel like I'm in a spaceship. The wicker man song.
Sweet, sweet love, honey.
Sugar.
Baby. Ooh, you're looking so great to me. Baby.
Have you brushed your teeth yet?
Take your time, no hurry. It's just that I'm not tired. Are you tired? I'll see you in the bed then. You might want to take a book.
Baby,
I think this Xbox
is the best present I ever bought for you, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome President of Entertainment and Devices Division, Robbie Bach.
Let's give it up for Tripod again, ladies and gentlemen. Proof yet again that the Mars and Venus thing is alive and well. So I want to pick up a little bit where Steve left off on talking about 3 screens and the cloud and cloud services. In particular, talk about that in an entertainment context, and I'll also spend the majority of my time talking about the TV. Now, connected entertainment isn't just about connecting to the devices, although that's certainly important. It's as much about connecting friends and family. It's about creating social experiences that bring people together. Because entertainment is absolutely at its best when you share the experience. So we're going to talk about that in the context across our business. And before I do that, I'm going to start a little bit with just a review of what went on in 2008 and what we achieved in connected entertainment in 2008. Now, when I was here last year, I started and had a Ford car on stage. And we announced the work we've done with Ford around Ford Sync. We're continuing that great work with Ford, and they in fact are launching a new version of Sync this year with a version of Tell Me built into that product that enables you to deliver information services directly to your car. And I hope that all of you will join CEO Alan Mulally tomorrow for his keynote to see more of that product. We won't have any cars coming on stage today, but it really is an exciting example of the momentum we've created around Sync. Zune as well had a great year. We won critics over with features like Mixed View and critical success with Zune Social. And in fact, Zune won a lot of reviews this year as a product and as a service. We doubled the number of people on Zune Social to well over 2 million and continue to build the idea of a social experience around music. We also drove a lot of innovation with subscriptions. This is a great way for people to experience music, discover it, find new music. And we added a great twist just this fall by enabling you then to keep 10 songs per month if you sign up for a Zune Pass subscription. So there's been lots of innovation in what I'll call the mobile space, whether it's in auto or with Zune. Now, as we turn to the TV, Steve mentioned Media Center and Windows 7. We've had a great year on Media Center as well. We now have over 10 million unique users a month using Media Center to access entertainment on their PC. And the amazing thing to me is that the average session time on Media Center is about 90 minutes. And when you see what we're going to be able to do in Windows 7 with Media Center, I think it really is going to change your perception of the entertainment experience you can get on a Windows PC. But of course, our work on the TV goes beyond just Media Center and includes Media Room, our IPTV product. We now have nearly 2.5 million people worldwide who are subscribers to services provided through Media Room, whether that's with AT&T, British Telecom, Deutsche Telekom, or others. That's a growth of over 250% from last year. And the pace of innovation on that IPTV platform is accelerating. This year, AT&T delivered Total Home DVR, which enables you to record a show once and play it back on any TV in your household. And in fact, AT&T's UVerse service was voted by J.D. Powers as the best TV service across the United States. Really a testament to the great work they've done and the work we've done with Media Room. We're also expanding Media Room with something called Media Room Anytime. And we'll do this work with Singtel. And this is the ability for you to literally go backwards to watch your favorite show from a previous day or a previous week and search and find those shows. And finally, in Media Room, we are dramatically expanding the application platform so that partners like the PGA, Top Gear, and others will be creating interactive applications that will appear on your TV. These applications will really merge what you might think of today as a web experience with what you think of as a broadcast TV experience into one interactive entertainment experience. So I think you're going to see a lot of progress on Media Room, and we've made a lot of good progress in 2008. Now, of course, we turn to Xbox, and Xbox had a spectacular year in 2008. This was, in fact, not only our best holiday season on Xbox, but our best year ever for Xbox sales since we shipped the first Xbox in 2001. We now have over 28 million consoles in 36 countries around the world. We have the industry-leading attach rate, which means there are more games bought on Xbox than on any other system. And now that we've reached the point where we're sub $200 and under 200 euros, this is where the majority of consoles get sold in a generation of consoles. So we think you will continue to see accelerated momentum on Xbox. Now, of course, Xbox isn't just about the console and about the games. It's also about Xbox Live. We now have over 17 million members worldwide on our Xbox Live service. That's 70% growth in 2008. And in fact, in the last 3 months of 2008, we added 3 million members to the service. So really a positive performance for what we're doing on Xbox Live. So that gives you a good wrap on 2008. Let's take a look now and talk a little bit about 2009 and what we see coming, in particular on the TV. Now, I'm going to start with Halo. Halo is clearly Microsoft's biggest entertainment franchise. We have sold over 25 million units of Halo titles. And Halo, in many ways, redefines the way you think about online gameplay on a console. Let me give you a statistic that is really quite stunning. An average Halo player across all 25 million of those people plays 150 hours of Halo on Xbox Live. So it really is sort of the defining application for social gaming. And this year is going to be a blockbuster Halo year with 2 new titles in the Halo universe. The first of these is called Halo Wars, which is the first T-rated version of a Halo game, and this is a strategy game. So this will expand the universe of people we reach and expand the style of gameplay. This will be available at retail starting February 28th. And also, for the first time ever, the Bungie team is making available a downloadable demo of Halo Wars starting on February 5th. So make sure you get out, look at Halo Wars. That's going to be very exciting. The second Halo title will ship this fall. This is a title called Halo 3 ODST. You should think of this as being a more traditional Halo game in the action-packed style that you're used to, with new characters, new scenarios, and new events taking place in the universe. All of this on Halo is coming in 2009.
So now again, let's transition to Xbox Live. Now with the new Xbox experience, we expanded that to include avatars. This enables people to create literally a virtual person, a virtual you in the universe. And since that's happened, the social activity has expanded. Since the new Xbox experience launch, users on average have added 33% more friends than they were adding prior to the NXE launch. So we see this as a really exciting opportunity to continue to expand Xbox Live. But we're not going to stop just with what we did with the new Xbox experience. We're going to continue to evolve with new content and new opportunities. And in fact, this spring we will launch something called Primetime, which is a channel on Xbox. And the idea behind Primetime is to create scheduled programming so that you can go at a specific time, find friends, and experience live events. What I want to do now is give you an example, the first example of an event on Primetime, which will be the show 1 versus 100. This is a live game show where Xbox Live members can play online against others. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to grab my headset and a demo. See if I can get the headset on here.
Tonight, it's survival of the smartest as the mob goes head-to-head with the one in a winner-take-all competition. Let's welcome our host.
Thank you. Here's how 1 versus 100 works. You're now in our game show here on the Xbox Live Primetime, where you can play on the big stage or play along from the crowd. You can even team up with friends and family. It's all live, and every question counts. Robbie, welcome, and thanks for having 1 versus 100 join you here on the big CES stage.
It's really a pleasure to have you here.
Let's see who you're playing with, or should I say against. On your team, I see we have Action Jackson, Rocker Chick, and Big Bill. Now remember, it's every man, woman, and child for themselves. The mob's ready, so let's play 1 versus 100. Which school won the 2009 Tostitos Fiesta Bowl? Was it Ohio State University? Was it University of Texas? Was it University of Phoenix? Okay, Robbie, you and the mob lock in your answers now. Are you a big college football fan?
Oh yeah, I love college football.
All right, everyone has locked in their answers. Let's see how you did. Robbie, you got it right. Well done. Glad to see you're smarter than your friend Big Bill.
Don't tell him that.
How'd the mob do? Let's try another one. In The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, who plays a character that ages in reverse? Was it Johnny Depp? Was it Fred Thompson? Was it Brad Pitt? Use your controllers to answer now. All right, Robbie and the mob have finished. Okay, let's find out who saw the film. Robbie, you did it again. How'd the mob do? Wow, only 4 got that wrong. This is one movie-going mob. Robbie, you're on your way to winning big.
Excellent. Thanks a lot for giving us a good review on 1 versus 100. Thanks very much.
It's all about the mob. It's fun and social, and you don't just watch, you can play and win. 1 versus 100. The fun starts on Xbox Live Primetime beginning spring 2009.
So that's a great addition. Thanks. That's a great addition to Xbox Live that comes this spring. Now, we're not stopping, obviously, just there. We're expanding into the video marketplace as well and continuing to expand our video efforts. We now have 45 movie studios and TV network partners worldwide on Xbox Live who are providing video content to our customers. In the U.S. in November, we added Netflix to that list, and this has really been a fabulous addition for us. So what you can see here is the Netflix queue that I have, and I'm just going to go into 30 Rock. Let me turn on my controller here. Let's see if I can get my controller to come up. We have a not responsive wireless controller. Ah, here we go. Sorry, didn't press the button hard enough. All right, so let me go into my Xbox queue here. I'll go into 30 Rock. Wait for it to find it. There we go. There we go. So now I'm into this. Let me go back. You can see this is where we are. We can queue these titles. We can go back and forth. I'm going to select 30 Rock, and I'm going to go down and take episode 2. And now that title is going to come up. I'm going to play that title, and it's going to stream that in real time. And so what you're seeing here is a very easy way for people to get high-definition content in a very straightforward way. And our Netflix and Xbox Live Gold members can enjoy over 12,000 TV shows and movies. So you're going to really see a very exciting experience very quickly. Now this comes up, and I can also decide that I want to go fast forward on this. So I'm going to go here, and it enables me to have a way to pan through the show and actually pick the places that I want to see and the places that I want to watch the show. This is the type of interactive control you get when you're using a digital experience and working with something on Xbox Live and Netflix. Now, even more interesting, if we can get the camera to come up here, I have a mobile phone here that has a new app on it, which will be available later this week on Windows Mobile Total Access. And this new app enables you basically to control your Netflix queue right from Windows Mobile. So I can literally go through here, organize my queue, then when I go to Xbox, it'll actually play in that order in that queue. This is the idea of enabling people to provide interaction between mobile phones, TVs, and Xbox in a very, very exciting way. So that's the things we're doing in music, or in movies. So now let me transition to music. Again, last year on stage, we had Slash of Guns N' Roses, and he helped Bill beat me in a game of Guitar Hero. And really what's happened in the music genre is Xbox has been incredibly successful, and we're winning in that genre. It is a showcase for what I was discussing earlier on social gaming. Weekend nights are turning into music nights at homes, and I've absolutely seen this in my own household. Fans want an interactive experience with their music, and they're getting it on Xbox. Products like Lips, Rock Band, Guitar Hero, American Idol. The numbers are pretty stunning. On Xbox Live, 60 million music track downloads on Lips, Rock Band, and Guitar Hero alone. And according to our partners, Xbox Live accounts for 80% of all song downloads across all platforms. And now artists like Metallica, AC/DC, Motley Crue, Bruce Springsteen, they're using this music genre on Xbox as a way to meet their fans, introduce new music, and really expand their audience. It's becoming another form of what we would call connected social entertainment. Now, the final thing I want to talk about as new and innovative in what we're doing on Xbox and Xbox Live is the Community Games channel. And like Primetime, this is a channel on Xbox Live that is programmed to enable aspiring game developers to create and sell their own games. And we're really trying to empower everyone, the entire breadth of our audience, to create their own games. And we will be shipping this year a new product called Kodu. And I want to just spend 1 second explaining what Kodu is. It started as a way to help kids learn how to program. In fact, what it's turned into is a way to help them learn how to program, but also now they can create their own games. And on Xbox Live, they can distribute and share those finished games with other people. And what I want to show you today is an example of a game that's been created. We'll do some modifications, and then you'll watch me try to compete, see if I can win at that game, just like I did with 1 versus 100. Please welcome Sparrow to the stage. She's going to take us through on a tour of this. Hey, Sparrow.
Hi, Robbie.
Hi. So what do you have to show us, Sparrow? This is your game environment.
Yeah, this is my world. I basically took a big green bowl and turned it into this, which is not a big green bowl, obviously. So I think it needs a little more lighting. So let's add a factory which will make wisps, which are little glowing balls of light that produce white light really well.
Right.
And so as you can see, we have a lot of stuff in here, lots of characters, lots of choice, apples. Anyway, so this is the factory.
So you're now editing your game?
Yes.
Okay, great.
You can change your color in lots of different colors. I'm going to program it so that when the timer goes off for 10 seconds, I will have this guy create a wisp. I'm also going to tell it for just because.
I'm glad you're doing this.
That when the timer goes off for 10 seconds, I want it to open. And that when the timer goes off for 11 seconds, I want it to close. So let's test that out. Boop.
It opened?
Yep, and it closed.
And it closed. Perfect.
And I made that. So, if there's too many... Now, I've also have all... Now, this is my tree, and it makes music. That was the music you were hearing before. And they have lots of different options of sound, like the mystery music.
Don't let my kids see this. This could be a problem.
But Mystery C is my favorite. Anyway, I've also have a second player that if I do this... Oh, watch this. Okay, I only need one. The gamepad for player 2, just the left stick, you move.
Is this my player?
Yes, it is.
Now, are you making it easier for this player or harder for this player?
It doesn't really matter.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, we'll find out.
Anyway, I've also got a game set up. This Kodu dude makes rocks. You're supposed to, when you bump into the rocks, you pick them up.
Okay.
You press A to give the rocks to the houses, and they give 10 points. The
got
first person with 40 points wins the game.
Okay. So are we going to play?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, where am I?
You're that little blue thing.
I'm the other dude. I got to find a rock.
I will beat you to it. Oh, come on. Yay!
Oh, wait. You stole that one from me.
Yeah, I did.
Where is he? Where is it, dude? Uh-oh.
I got the rock.
This is not looking good. My gaming reputation is going down. Where is he?
Rock.
Oh, wait.
3.
Oh, wait. Can I go? Come back here.
Is that rock?
Oh, no!
4. And, oh, come on.
No, you're not in yet.
I gave it to him.
You gave it to him. There's another one.
Uh-oh.
No! Ivan! Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Sparrow. Congratulations. Thanks very much. Now, that's a generation-defining experience, let me tell you. But the simple point it makes is that we're about expanding the audience, creating new opportunities for people to do social and interactive gaming. And if you go back to where we started with connected entertainment across 3 screens, we really are going to connect your friends, connect your family, connect your kids, connect adults, and really drive that with cloud-based services that are going to deliver great content. So whether you're playing Halo, listening to Zune, or getting beat by a 12-year-old on Kodu, Microsoft will connect your entertainment experience. Thank you very much. Take it away, sir.
If anybody thinks he threw that game on purpose, that would be wrong. Certainly, I think after Robbie's presentation, you should have a sense that the TV screen in no sense will be left behind by the kind of innovation that's coming. When I look at the new products that we're bringing to market and the new technologies that are beginning to mature, I really know that we're on the verge of the kind of technology transformation that only happens once every 10 or 15 years. There are some key trends that are enabling this transformation. First, Moore's Law It has really morphed in some senses from a world where we get more speed to a world where we get more processors. And that will require those of us in the industry to take new approaches to writing computer applications that really take full advantage of that processing power. But this industry will be up to that task. Second, screens and displays will literally be everywhere. High-definition displays will become cheaper, lighter, and more portable. The third trend will be that PCs, phones, TVs, and other devices and the internet will become a single platform for creating experiences. We'll be able to write applications that will automatically adjust to the capability of your device. These trends will make computing far more useful and far more personalized. We'll deliver software that learns your habits, understands your preferences, and predicts your needs. If you're a business traveler and you say, "Get me ready for my trip," it'll know what to do, what time of day you prefer to fly, and what hotels you usually stay in. Communication will also be transformed. Communications will move seamlessly between voice, text, and video. You may not even recognize the differences in some senses. And the software will know whether to interrupt you based on what you're doing and who's trying to reach you. So there are really a lot of exciting things ahead. Before I wrap up, I'd like to invite on stage Janet Galore to show you some of the concepts that we're working on in Microsoft Research to really help push the envelope of how people use technology. So please join me in welcoming Janet.
Hi, Steve. Hi, it's great to be here.
Good to be here.
So I'd like to walk you through some conceptual prototypes around future technologies that are going to really change the way we find, use, and share information. And this is really centered around some educational scenarios, but think about how this could be used in all kinds of activities that you do. And so suppose I'm a college student, and I'm taking a bunch of different classes, but I'm looking at some information for my anatomy class here. And I've also got this really great digital textbook that I can drill into. And here I'm looking at the skeletal system and the hand, and I can look around in different places. I can load information about the nervous system. And as I'm clicking through here, it's actually pulling in information from the cloud. So it's connecting me to all kinds of information sources. And I can look at more specific information. Here I've got Gray's anatomy, and I get a different view. And if I want to look beyond the hand, I can actually zoom out and get a full 3D model of the human body. And I can go, let's take a look at the brain here. So notice here, again, it's loading some resources from the cloud, and it's accessing other information sources to go deeper. Now we're at the synapses.
I hope my synapses look that clean.
I'm sure they're okay. And so here, I've got some information that was provided by my professor, and there's actually an animation I can play here. And so it's really something that I can explore and do whatever I like here. And here, my colleague, Patrick, says, check out my drawing. So imagine that Patrick might know that I'm actually online now and exploring this section of the model. If we're working on a project together, he's asking me to take a look at this picture that he's drawn over the weekend. So the types of social networking that we're doing today are really going to be more deeply integrated and very useful to all the different kinds of activities. I've also got a bunch of other resources. So, we think about all the information available to us, and it can get a little overwhelming. So what's happened is the system has actually anticipated the types of resources that I might want to use while I'm browsing this, and according to my preferences and the studies, and they're color-coded according to what's more relevant, so the green's more relevant to my classwork. If this is too much, I can actually filter and just look at the stuff from my study group. Let's see what they're asking us to look at. This one looks kind of fun. It's caffeine in your brain. So this is a simulation that somebody else wrote using the models that are provided in the textbook here.
So that's my brain on Starbucks, basically?
Yes. And so here here's your brain on Starbucks.
That's my fourth iced tea of the day.
So the person wrote a nice slider here. And like the other information, it's kind of tracking, okay, this isn't that related to my studies, but if I want to look at something a little bit more related here, this is a paper from the National Institutes of Health. So with papers, sometimes it's hard to know if you really want to explore them. So here again, the software's helping me out. This is actually a semantic analysis of the whole paper. This map was created using algorithms from Microsoft Research, and it's showing me how all the different concepts of the paper are related to each other, as well as to what I'm working on.
Just by semantic analysis of the document itself.
Yes. And so we can use that, too, if I want to go ahead and look at the text. That similar analysis can be used to highlight the paragraphs that are more relevant, and that way I don't even have to do that myself at the beginning. If I get a little more information about this, I can see that actually it was originally written in Japanese. So machine translation has already provided that information for me, and it's transparent to what I want to do. If I want to save that as my notes, it loads it into my notes. And I've got this really great timeline at the top here. If I want to go back in time and look at what I was working on a long time ago, here, this is back in junior high biology. This is showing me when I was looking at anatomy, okay, I wasn't that great of an artist. I can zoom out a little bit and see the other things that I was working on, all the different subjects I was exploring. And then today, here's what I'm working on today. So beyond all the notes and the tests I've had, I also can see ahead that I've got a group presentation coming up, and we've got a meeting in the library to work on it as a class. So let's take a look at how some of these technologies can help us collaborate.
Super.
So imagine I'm in the library, and this is a Surface computer. We'll see a lot more of these types of natural user interfaces in these applications. And I can put my tablet down, and it's showing me some documentation that I've collected and I want to share with my study group. But not everybody wants to use a tablet, perhaps, and some people will be doing a lot of computing on their phones and storing their notes and information. So they can put the phone down, and there's some more information there that they might want to share. I also have this great Publish for Review folder here. So it's actually allowing me to share this information with other people in my study group in a really simple way. And it's going to sync across even the people who aren't there, as well as their devices and so on. So I can put that in there too. So this is a really great example of some devices working seamlessly together. But beyond the devices, even everyday objects are going to become more interactive. So I've got a model of the brain here that we've been using in anatomy class. And if I put that down on the surface, we'll see we have access points that are color-coded in the same way. And I can drill into that and see that this has been annotated with information. So that might have been done by my professor, perhaps other students, or by the manufacturer. All right, so this is looking at future software on kind of current hardware, but we've also been playing around with some new types of displays. This is actually a flexible display. It's less than 1 millimeter thick, and it's an active display. It's very similar to the types of e-ink displays that we see in digital textbook or digital book readers right now. So we see these displays evolving into color displays, something that you could probably roll up into your backpack or fold and take it with you and use it perhaps with your phone or wherever you need a display.
So the future of the way I'll do reading will really be on one of these nice light digital screens.
Well, and this could become the future Surface. You know, it's a possibility. Right.
Absolutely.
So thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Janet. Appreciate
Thanks.
it. I'm not sure it makes me want to study anatomy, but it definitely would make me want to go back to school to have all that great stuff. Despite the economy, I hope you'll all agree with me that our industry has an incredible, incredible opportunity ahead of us. I'm certainly incredibly excited to be a part of this industry and our company. I know all of you are also proud to have that opportunity. I want to thank you, not just for your time tonight, but for all your support. I want to wish you a good night, and it's been my pleasure to be here with you today. Thank you.
You know, Steve, Bill had a very big sweater to fill, and you filled it totally.
I'm not sure how to take that, but I'm going to leave on that. Thank you all.
Thanks for being with us, Steve. You really did a phenomenal job, and you know, we have such a great future in technology, and what you saw tonight just blew me away. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the beginning of the International CES, and now, to set us off right, I'd like to invite Tripod back for one more song.
All right, CES attendees, it's Wednesday night, not traditionally a party night, but we can fix all that with a song. Just a good time, boy, on a Wednesday night. Got some of my posse together. In my third best t-shirt, I'll be feeling alright. Gonna have a fairly good time. You can go reasonably hard. Gonna have a fairly good time. Stop me. Within reason. Don't stop me. Don't stop me. Don't stop me. 'Cause I can stop myself. I got a seminar in the morning. I can be slightly hungover. I'm gonna go home early and touch my surface. Can I get a light beer? Can I get a light beer? Can I get a light beer? 3 times.